What happens when a single disrespectful act destroys a billion-dollar dream? This is not just about an ID card. It is about pride, dignity, and a $2.3 billion partnership that vanished in silence. Marcus Hill, a respected black entrepreneur, walked into a downtown bank on a bright Monday morning. He wasn't there to borrow money or ask for approval. He was there to finalize a joint investment deal worth billions. A deal that could uplift communities, create jobs, and leave a legacy for generations. He greeted the teller politely and handed over his ID with calm confidence. The teller, however, barely glanced at him. With a heavy sigh and a roll of her eyes, she tossed his ID onto the floor. The sound of plastic hitting the marble echoed louder than any insult. For Marcus, that small act was not just careless. It was humiliating, a blow to his dignity in front of strangers. The entire lobby grew silent, customers stopped, and eyes turned to him. Slowly, he bent down, picked up his ID, and stood tall, but inside, he felt the sting of disrespect. What he didn't know was that the executives of the partner company were also inside that same bank, observing everything. These were the very men and women who had traveled across states to sign the final deal with him that afternoon. Instead of looking at the numbers, they now looked at how he was treated, whispering among themselves, questioning silently whether this was the future they wanted tied to their brand. Without any open argument or confrontation, the deal evaporated right there. No papers were signed, no discussions followed, only silence. Marcus walked out of the bank that day with his head held high, but his spirit weighed down. Years of planning, sacrifice, and sleepless nights collapsed in front of him, not because of market failures or financial risks, but because of one careless moment of disrespect. Days later, he received a formal notice. The partnership was officially withdrawn. No reason provided, no explanations offered. But the unspoken truth was clear. The company did not want to risk attaching itself to a man whose dignity could be tossed aside so easily. Yet here lies the twist. Months later, Marcus was approached by another group, one who had quietly followed his journey, inspired by how he handled the humiliation with grace. They offered him a fresh deal, not $2 billion, but even larger, because they saw something the first group missed: resilience. The bank teller never knew her single act cost, her institution the biggest, client of its history, and for Marcus, it became proof that respect is worth more than gold, and dignity cannot be negotiated. Always remember, the way we treat others can either open doors or shut them forever. If you found this story powerful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories that reveal the hidden truths behind everyday moments.